Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, so for example, if we open this Amazon.com, so for example, what we will do, my budget is some 30,000. I want to buy mobile phone. So now what you will do, tell me. First step. So price range you will set 30 to 40. And after that, what you will set some brand. Like, you will select like check boxes like Apple. Go on. Okay. Once it is done, then what you will do? You will select the rating. Ratings. What is the ratings here? Tell me, like 4 to 5. So once you are done, then what will happen? Tell me. What will happen? So it will display the results. Agree with me? So it will display the results. Which results it will display? Matching results. Yes or no? Matching results it will display. So similarly, if before getting some output or something, if you want to apply some filters, then in our MVC also, we have a concept called action filters. Okay. Action filter are, so we have different types of action filters. Filters are different again. Action filters are different again. See, output cache, handle error, authorize. Okay. So handle error means what? Simply what will happen? All the errors related. So like when you go for try catch finally block, so you can work with that handle error. Authorize. What is authorize? Can someone tell me? Can someone tell me what is authorization? Correct. So authorization means checking for it's a process of checking the person who is having proper access or not. Okay, checking for valid useration. So that is what authentication. So authentication is nothing but checking for proper user credentials. Now authorization is roles, like whether he is a admin, he is a normal user, whether he can have read write permission, all this kind of things. Okay, that is fine. And this handle error is fine. And the final one, this is the important one. Okay, so output caching. What is caching means? In order to improve the application performance, we can cache the output for some time, some specific seconds or something. Then what will happen? The output will hold for that particular seconds or that for that particular time, and it will provide the output once it is executed successfully. Okay, that is what, see, that's what we are saying. Cache is the output of a controller action for a specified amount of time. Okay, what is action filter? So before we executing something, if we want to apply some conditions and based upon that conditions or matching results, if it displays, then that is what called as action filters. An action filter is an attribute that you can apply controller action or entire controller that modifies the way which action is executed. Yes or no? So people tell me here, before applying this filter, how many results you will get? Some 1,000 results. Now people tell me, when you select the price range, then what will happen? Tell me. Some 30% will be reduced now. So entire matching results got changed now. Are you guys agree for that? Now you apply the brand. Now what will happen? Another 30%. Now we have now 70%. Within that 70, again 30% will be removed. Okay. Now what will happen? Again, if you select that ratings and all, then what will happen? So you will get only some 15, 20, not more than that, or less than 50. Which is better, 1,000 or 50? So will you able to check 1,000 results one by one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you won't buy a mobile. Maybe next year you can buy. Why? Because it will be difficult. But for the 30 or 50 mobiles, it may take 2 days or 3 days for your analysis. Based upon the ratings, comments, and all, you can go for the best. Similarly, here the controller modifies the in which action is executed. So if we apply this action filter, the complete process of execution will change. So we have different types of action filters. Output cache, it will cache the output of controller for specified amount of time. Handle error. So handle the errors. So like, it will store the errors and whatever the errors we have. So we can see that when we go for some controller with model and our programs, I will show some examples for that. Otherwise, so enable you to restrict access to particular user or role. Okay. So now we'll see some examples of output cache. After that, so ASP.NET support different kind of filters. See, we have these three that is different, and these are action filters and these are only filters. So these filters, these 5 are one of the most important filters. Okay. So what are those filters means? One is authorization filter. Second one is action filter. What are action filters? These 3. Okay. Result filter and finally exception filter. See, this one is missing here actually. Here we have handle error, but there is no exception filter. Okay. So first one is what? Authorization filter, action filter, result filter, exception filter. Sir, how to explain them? See, authorization. So from where it is implementing this authorize attribute. So these are action filters, but in real time, we will use these 4 things only. So if we implement these 4, these 3 are covered. So what is authorization filter? So it will check whether the particular user is having sufficient permissions or not. Now action filter. Before executing some input, if we want to apply some condition or filter, then we'll go for action filter. If everything goes well, then output will come. That is what result filter is doing. If we are getting any exception or error, exception filter will handle that. Okay. So this is what action filter. So now we'll see one example for it. So you people will understand what will happen. So how we can restrict the user or something. Any questions? Simple. When interviewer asks you what is action filter, so before executing some action result or controller something, so if we want to keep some conditions, and based upon those conditions, if we want to execute our result, then we are going for a concept called action filter, sir. We have different types of action filters available in our MVC. So that is what authorization filter, output cache, and what is that? So handle error. So and also MVC support different types of filters, sir. So they are authorization filter, action filter, result filter, and exception filter. Explain about authorization filter. So and after that, simple action filter. So action filter is nothing but this definition. And finally, result filter, acceptance filter. That's it. Enough. You don't need to tell anything. Why some people were absent yesterday? Any reason or because of this interview questions and all? People are perfect. That's the reason. Please respond those people who are absent yesterday. Any particular reason what happened? Or you are not interested in that interview question session? People tell me who were there in yesterday's questions. Is that session helpful for you guys? Please confirm everyone. It helped. Did it help you people for revision at least? So we have done one kind of revision, right? So yesterday, except one or two people, everyone tried to answer whatever they know. For example, some people, if they don't know, they're saying, "Sir, I don't know." But everyone tried to answer. Okay. See, that's the so the people who are having some recording option or something, go for it and check it. So almost we discussed all the C-sharp questions with all the topics almost. And I helped you people how to answer the questions under. Okay, fine. So why Padmavati? Sorry, EST time. You stay in US, Garima. Okay. Okay. So fine. That's why I wrote Sunday. Okay. So I'm running this one. Let's see. So we'll plan for one real-time lab session. So see, this one is the output. But what will happen like, so we don't know whether this filter is applied or not, something happened or not. So now what I will do, I will add one more filter now. So I will add one more filter now. Now you people will find the difference. Okay, so now see here, keeping this one as 10 seconds, this one. Now the magic is, what will happen, it will display the current time. If you correct, it will wait for 15 seconds. So the magic is, so here we cannot observe, but here we can observe the output cache power. So it will hold the cache, hold output for 10 seconds. So until that, it won't change the time also. Okay. So what is the controller name? Test only. From that day, we are using this test controller. So now people see here test. Oh, I will run this one. For 10 seconds, it don't change. After 10 seconds, what will happen, See, now 19 seconds, right? It don't change. Now again, see, after 10 seconds, I don't know how many seconds happened. Now we can see here, after 10 seconds, the time will change. Up to the 10 seconds, it will come from cache only. Now changed. 41. All right. Previously, we have 19 something. 52. 10 seconds happened. Now immediately refresh. It's not changing. Not changing. Not changing. So wait for 10 seconds. It got changed. Okay. So simple. We just change the execution flow. That's it. Okay. This is what output cache. Okay. So exception filter and result filter, all the programs are examples of result filter only. Exception filter in our crude operations program, I will show. Okay. How to implement exception handler. We need model and everything for that. So, okay. So now what you will write here is, I will tell what to write. Please note down like that. Okay. So up to here, this is fine. And after that, we'll go for example. Okay. Okay. So we'll plan for one virtual lab session soon. I will give some 40, 50 C# programs are there. I will give some 2-3 days of time your practice. So practice that, and we'll connect in the session, and we'll so like you people will practice there, and I will try to help you people for questions and all. So are you guys clear with this action filter concept now? Simple. Just remember that Amazon example, then that's it. The string is also content action result only. Okay. So anyway, we are returning something. It's kind of content related, content action result related only. So yeah, it will return, or you can go with some content also, content result, and you can make it return content, and you can return this one. There is no problem. You need to write types of filters also. That is most important. That's why. See, these three are okay, but these four are most important. So note down. So everything you don't need to remember, but what is authorization filter, what is action filter, what is result filter, what is exception filter. If you remember the definition, that is enough. Okay, up to here, note down. We'll go for the problem. Done with that. So can I move to program? Okay, so where is the observation? Okay. Just note down the program. After that, I will give that observation. Someone asked me, someone may ask, sir, without this one. Actually, this one also, we are doing the cache only, but we are not changing anything. It won't change. Every time it will be same. But here, current time, what will happen? It will change. But similarly, for example, if you are trying to get some data from database. So, for example, for this moment, if you take Facebook, your number of users is, for example, some 10,000. Next minute, what will happen? It may increase to 10,000 too. Then what is the expected output we need to return here? 10,002 users. But in previous case, 10,000. So after that, for example, if we wait for 10 minutes more, then 10,005, then what will happen? So it needs to display the 10,005 users like that. So this is also one kind of cache only, but here we gave the plain text. That's the reason it is not changing. But if we are getting data from database or something, in that case, what will happen? It will perform this cache, and it don't change the output for that particular seconds of time. Okay. Yeah, not only. So usually, say, in real-time applications, people used to keep some 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. If it is a big complex application or something, then what will happen? They will keep them 6 hours or 7 hours or 24 hours of cache time. Then why we will keep this cache time? Why? Because it will help us to increase the application performance. See, every time, for example, if I want to get the data from database of 1 lakh users, then what will happen? For executing the SQL query and for executing the running the application, and it will take at least some 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds of time. But usually in real time, people will expect the output in milliseconds. Now, if we have not milli, if we have less than that, also people will look for that. So that's the reason. See, when I open my Facebook, so what will happen? Just tell me. If I click on this, then so it took some 4 seconds, 5 seconds to load. Okay, but how much data it loaded? See, all the my Facebook wall related some ads, promotions, and left side bars and right side bars, everything. So if people see, so all these things, whatever you have, this right side ads and left side menu, and this header one and this body, everything we got in 2 seconds or 3 seconds or something. So why? Because they are trying to get my information from cache only. So if sometimes what will happen, the data which you, so what will happen, like, so the data, like when you scroll down also, the 90-70% of data won't change within 10 minutes or half an hour or something. That's the reason what will happen when you open for first time, it will store the data in cache for next couple of half an hour or 20 minutes or something. So it will try to get the data from cache, and it will add that newly added data also, the updated data also it will add. Then what will happen? It will give, see, first time it took 5 seconds. Second time it took how much time it took? 2 seconds. Now if I open, so see, now again 3 seconds, right? So now open again. 3 seconds. Now try. See, it's reducing the time. The refresh. See, it is reducing the time, right? Time for each and every execution, it is reducing. Like Amazon or Flipkart or something. So they will also do the follow the same pattern. So then what will happen? It will help us for better performance. So maybe when you are implementing 1 line or 2 lines of code, we are writing. But when you are working with some .NET application or some web application or something, in that case, what will happen? So we need to get the lakhs of records. So in that case, we need to have better performance. That's the reason. Okay. Okay, no problem. So fine. Just note down this one and I will show that observation in the book. T means it's a default format. So like, that is some kind of format. So yeah. Just to note down these two lines. So what we have given request for the URL. This is controller name and this is action name, and you will receive the output. If you refresh the browser, you will see the same time because the action is cached for what 15 seconds for in our case, whatever. So 15 or 20 seconds. So it will be updated when you refresh it after 20 seconds, right? So that's what we have seen now. Just note down. Is that done? Okay. So the next one, action selector. So the names will little bit create confusion, but they are so easy. We'll see. So action selectors. Okay. So people see. I will just give some overview for today, maybe. So action selector. The name itself. Someone tell me what is this? So action selector means it will help to find our controller which action should be selected. I'm repeating again. It will help our controller or our route config file, like sir, you are please execute this action. That means if we have some action methods, so we can change the execution flow by using this action selectors concept. For example, if I don't want to execute my action filter, one of my action method, then I have one concept called non-action. Then what will happen? See, if you try to execute that action, you don't get the output for sure. Okay. So then how come? So similarly, action name. For example, if you change some alias name for your action or something, then what will happen? See, if you keep this action name, alias name or something, if you try to call with the original name, it won't execute. You need to call that alias name only. So then what will happen? So it will decide which action should be executed, when it will be executed, how it will be executed. So all these things are happening by using action selectors concept. Okay, action selectors are attributes that can be applied to action method and are used to influence which action method gets invoked in response to a request. So that means it is changing the execution flow. It is influencing the execution flow and request and response and everything. Okay, it also helps the routing engine to select correct action method. So see, so simply we are manipulating. That's why we have that routing concept, like user-friendly URLs and all. So based upon our interest or something, we can change the flow, execution, and everything. So that's why that routing concept came and all. But these are all the things we don't have in our ASP.NET. So this is what the advantage. Okay. So see, so an action selector which has some attributes. Sir, what is attribute means? This one. If you keep something in a square bracket like this is what attribute. Okay. I will explain. So I will just give some value for today. Tomorrow we'll see example for action name, non-action, and action verb is the biggest topic. This is also, it may need 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 sessions for completion, or some continuation also. Action verbs is the one of the most important thing. Okay. So action selector. What is action selector? Action selectors are attributes that can be applied for action methods. Okay, fine. And which is used to influence which action method get invoked for request and response. So this will simply change. See, that's what I'm saying. We have action name attribute. For example, if I keep some alias name for that, if you keep this attribute, it won't execute when you call the original action method name. Non-action. So if we keep this attribute, it won't execute anymore. Okay. For example, in real time, for example, if you want to write some code for future uses, okay, for next releases, if you want to implement something for next releases or something, then what you will do, you will implement that method, you will keep non-action attribute. Then what will happen? No one can access that action method. Okay, so simply you are influencing your routing structure and your action methods and your controller, everything. That is what called as action selectors. So we have three types of action selector attributes in our MVC: action name, non-action, action verbs. So this action verbs I will explain separately. I mean, in this topic only, but once we are done with these two programs, so non-action and action name, then I will explain about action verbs, like a separate concept. Why? Because this is one of the most important, but this is so easy. So much easy. Trust me, this will be so easy. Okay. Fine. So yeah, from now onwards, what will happen? Per one day, one or two topics will be completed. Like one or two concepts or one concepts will get completed, and we will move fast. Why? Because we are